Imagine you live in a small town in Texas. One guy is great at raising cattle. Another is great at growing wheat. Technically, both of them could try to do both jobs, but it would be slower and less efficient. The cattle guy focuses on cows, and the farmer focuses on wheat, and then they trade. Both of them end up with more food and less work. That simple idea is basically the foundation of international trade. Now scale that up to the entire planet. Instead of two neighbors trading steak and bread, you have countries trading cars, oil, electronics, wheat, and software. Countries specialize in what they're relatively good at producing and trade for the rest. Economists call this comparative advantage. A country doesn't have to be the best in the world at making something. It just has to be better at that thing compared to what else it could produce. The United States could technically grow bananas, but it would be far more expensive than growing them in tropical countries like Ecuador or Costa Rica. So the US focuses more on things like aircrafts, software, and advanced machinery, while other countries produce goods that are easier or cheaper for them to make. If you walk into a Walmart in Ohio and look around, you're basically looking at global trade in action. The shirt might be made in Vietnam, the TV in South Korea, the coffee beans in Colombia. Modern trade runs on massive cargo ships and container ports, moving goods around the world. Countries track this through something called the trade balance. Exports are goods a country sells to the rest of the world. Imports are goods it buys. If a country exports more than it imports, it runs a trade surplus. If it imports more than it exports, it runs a trade deficit. Governments sometimes interfere with trade using tariffs. A tariff is simply a tax on imported goods. If a foreign washing machine costs $500 and the government adds a 20% tariff, it now costs $600. The goal is to make foreign products more expensive, so domestic companies can compete more easily. Over the past few decades, trade has expanded massively through globalization. Faster shipping, container ports, and the internet allowed companies to spread production across different countries. A product might be designed in California, built with parts from Taiwan, assembled in China, and sold in the United States. But the basic idea hasn't changed. Just like those two neighbors in Texas, countries specialize in what they're relatively good at producing, trade with each other, and both end up with more than if they tried to do everything themselves.